Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday, the 28th day of March, Barnum and Bailey Day today. Like the circus people?
Yeah.
Eat an Eddie's Pie Day, also known as Eat an Eskimo Pie Day. So apparently those are the same. National Black Forest Cake Day. That sounds delicious.
Yum.
Both of those do. National Hot Tub Day. National Triglycerides Day. National Something on a Stick Day. It's also National Weed Appreciation Day. And I don't know if that means like the drugs weed or like weeds that grow in your yard.
Right.
But I'm guessing it's probably the first one. And then Respect Your Cat Day. Yeah.
Okay.
All of those things happening on this Thursday. And it's also Thursday, which means we have a Dear John letter. It's kind of an interesting one today. It's a guy who dated somebody for just a short while, about a year ago, and they broke up. Now she's dating this guy's roommate. But I think more than anything, it's how he found out. Because nobody told him, just all of a sudden he saw them together. He's like, whoa, wait, what's going on here? So it's an interesting Dear John letter. You can chime in with advice at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Give yourself a little credit.
I've been telling you about bettercreditcards.com for a few years now. I'd love for you to take a few minutes today to check out the website. Who knows? You might find a better credit card, one that offers a better rate, or a credit card that offers cash back, airline miles, or other points and perks that can help you. Check it out now.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A study says that married couples communicate with each other in much the same way that we talk to babies or dogs. Yeah, my wife does over here. She rubs my nose and things all the time. Researchers from the University of Hungary recruited 46 couples with dogs and infants and studied their facial expressions and emotions while talking with their partner, with their child, and with their dog. They found that couples tend to talk to each other in motherese, basically baby talk, and they exaggerate facial expressions like you might when speaking to a baby.
I don't think we do that.
The study found that people talking to their dogs exhibit a similar pronounced facial muscle movements as like they're reading a nursery rhyme to their child. The study author said that the similarities in how people speak to their babies and their dogs and each other could stem from emotional closeness and bonding and help create sincere and focused atmosphere when they talk. All I know is I hear my beautiful bride over here talking sweet and nice, and I'm like, what'd you say? And she's like, I was talking to the dog.
But I don't talk to you the same way I talk to the dog.
No, you don't. You're like, would you quit throwing things on the... I've never heard you speak nicely to me. Like, I figured there was somebody here. I didn't know what was going on. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Insurance. It's important to have insurance, but it's more important to have the right insurance. After all, if you're not covered, it's like not even having insurance. Make sure you're covered for whatever claim might come your way with InsuranceChicken.com, helping you peck out great insurance deals in your area. You need insurance on your car anyway. Why not get great rates for great insurance from InsuranceChicken.com? That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know? While everyone can relate to feeling angry or annoyed sometimes, researchers from Ohio State University found that it's actually a bad idea to vent about your personal problems. You know why?
Why?
Their study determined that screaming about the stuff that makes you mad is unlikely to result in a calmer state of mind. Instead, they recommend using various techniques to help fight stress and anger, such as deep breathing, mindfulness, meditation, yoga, or counting to 10. The researchers found that all of these things, all these approaches, tend to calm down, and they're more effective than venting and ranting. By the way, jogging was found to make anger worse. So if you've ever thought, I'm so angry, I'm going to just go for a jog.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
I've never had that thought. As a matter of fact, the thought of going for a jog makes me angry. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this.
That's probably why it doesn't work.
Exactly. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Downton Abbey is getting a final chapter. That's good. I know there's a lot of folks out there that really like it.
People loved it.
They're saying that there's going to be a final film And this was on an interview, and she's like, there you go. You got a final film coming, so everybody can leave us alone about it. So, I don't know. That's not quite what she said. Margot Robbie is reportedly set to produce Sims, the movie. So The Sims, you know what that is? That's like a video game thing.
Yeah.
So she's working on doing that with her husband. After the success of Barbie, they're like, hey, what else do people love? How about The Sims? So I got a feeling it's not going to do as well as Barbie, but who knows? Maybe it will. And Blake Lively is one of the people who is publicly apologizing now for joking about the retouched photo of Kate Middleton. So the Princess of Wales, there was like this time that she was not being accounted for, and then there was a Photoshop fail where they did this post, and there were people online making fun of it. And now, in the wake of the cancer diagnosis where she had to come out, I thought that was so awkward, where it's like she came out, she's like, okay, guys, I haven't been in the limelight because I've been struggling with a cancer scare. So can you leave me alone now, please? And Blake Lively is one that was like, ooh, hey, sorry, I was kind of making fun of you. Didn't know that's what was going on. So Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
What could you do with an extra $129 a month? In this economy, every penny counts. So an extra $129 each month would absolutely help. Well, 97% of us have a cell phone, and the average person pays $144 a month. Mint Mobile can help you save a mint. At just $15 a month, that's an average savings of $129 each month. It's time for a Mintervention. Switch and save today. Get this special offer at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A study says carbs can make you angry. This study
They make me very happy.
This was not conducted
I wish
by
they
me.
did.
We are currently not doing carbs, and that makes me angry. I'm like, why do carbs have to taste so good? Ashton Kutcher told an interviewer that he doesn't care if people think he's stupid. And here's the thing that I will say. He is a genuinely nice dude. I had a chance to work with him on a project where he recorded a bunch of stuff, and then I edited the stuff. And in that recording, he pronounced his name wrong, and then he laughed about it. He goes, no wonder people can't pronounce my name. Even I said it wrong. So I thought that was kind of cool. He's from Iowa, by the way. That's where Heidi's from, in Iowa. So that's kind of neat. And one final story here. A luxurious space balloon with world-class amenities is now taking bookings for next year. Plans for the capsule to transport passengers to the brink of space aboard a balloon were announced by a Florida-based Space Perspective. The spaceship Neptune Excelsior test capsule, I don't like the word test capsule in there, will supposedly be elevated to an altitude exceeding 100,000 feet using a massive space balloon, ensuring a gentle ascent. The unique experience will be available to 8 passengers per journey, paying $125,000 each. You scratch out the math on that, and that's a pretty spendy trip. Premium food and beverage service are promised, along with amenities including custom headphones, Wi-Fi, and even access to a proper restroom, according to the company. So
I wouldn't do it if they paid me, and I'm certainly not paying to go on some test balloon to space.
$125,000. I love the fact that they're saying that premium food and beverage will be available.
It should be.
For $125,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Better not get on there and say, okay, here's a Red Bull and a Snickers. We're going. Like, better be something a little better than that. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-310-5831. 800-310-5831. That's 800-310-5831.
And it's time right now for Dear John Letters.
Dear John.
All right, I've got this Dear John letter posted on our Facebook page, and it's also in the show notes for today. But if you would like to chime in, you can do that, Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Now, here's the thing. When people submit the letters, it's always anonymous.
Right.
But when people chime in, it's not because you're attached to it. So if you ever have something that you want to say but you don't want it posted, you can email that to me as well. And I've had several of those, and it's helpful. And there's times that I wish that I had all of the advice, because sometimes I need the help. And I don't know really what to even say about today's letter, but I think Heidi will have an answer. So here we go. Dear John, this afternoon, I had something weird happen. I'll give a quick backstory first. I started dating someone a year ago, but it didn't work out, which is fine. We only went on a few dates, and we got along fine, but we could tell it was not meant to be, so we broke up. Today, as I was getting into my car, I saw her pull up at my house. I was very confused. Then, my roommate got out of the passenger side of her car, and the two of them were holding hands as they walked up the sidewalk to our house. I sent him a message to make sure it was the same person. He said, yeah, it was her. They met when we were dating a year ago. But they didn't start dating until just a few weeks ago. Does this seem awkward? I get it. We didn't click, but now she's dating my roommate? A guy she met while she was at my house while dating me? And I'm okay with that, but don't you think he should have said something? I think it was really weird for me to find out this way. Am I being a little oversensitive about this? It's not like she's my ex-wife, but it seems odd to me. Signed, really confused roommate.
That's clever, John.
I come up with those. Very proud of that one. Took me all of 12 seconds to think of that.
Very proud of that one.
So, first of all, what do you think? Anything? I don't think anything wrong happened here, do you?
No,
But do you think that he should have said, hey...
He probably should have said, hey,
I
I'm
think so.
dating this girl you
A common
out
courtesy,
with.
especially
But
if you're going to
it really doesn't matter.
No, like he said in the letter, it's not like it's his ex-wife. And they didn't date for years. They went on a couple of dates, and it doesn't sound like they even got like super close. They just went on a few dates. But when he was dating this girl, she met his roommate, and the two of them ended up dating.
Well, you got to meet everybody somehow.
I get that. I just think, personally...
Yeah, he probably should have said, hey,
Yeah.
man, I'm just so you know, I'm going out with so-and-so tonight.
And I think if that had been the case, there would be no issues whatsoever. This reminds me of a movie I watched this weekend with our daughter.
Yes, you and our daughter, you two have these rom-com watch parties.
Heidi would not join us. I even went in and said, hey, we're getting ready to watch another romantic comedy if you want to come join us. And Heidi was like, no, thanks. I'll stay in here and watch
and
murder
they're not just
mysteries.
rom-coms, they're those teenage rom-coms.
Well, in this particular movie, I think the movie was called The Other Zoe. So anybody that's seen it, there's probably 7 other people that saw this. It was not necessarily a big budget movie. But in this movie, there was a guy who was dating a girl named Zoe, and then he got knocked out. And when he got up, then there was this other Zoe that was there who knew him, but they weren't dating. And he was assuming that was his girlfriend. And then the doctor was like, oh, hey, he's got amnesia, so you can't say anything. But then here's where that's all good and fine. She could have said something to everybody else, but she lied to his family and put herself in this weird predicament. So it was like while you were sleeping, but way different. And anyway, I don't know that there's going to be a movie made about your situation, really confused roommates. I'm just saying, if there were, here's what I would suggest, a little plot twist. I would say if I were your roommate and I was planning on dating somebody who you once dated, first thing I would do is just say, as a common courtesy, do you remember that girl you went on 2 dates with a year ago? Well, she and I have been talking a little bit. I think
instead of it being all kind of weird when you got out of the car.
Imagine if you were, in your vehicle, you start up the car, you're getting ready to drive away, and you see an ex-girlfriend from a year ago that you've only went on 2 dates. You see her pull up in front of your house. You're like, what is she doing here? And then this guy gets out with her and they're holding hands. I could see where you'd be very confused. But I don't think you have to be upset. I don't think anything other than I would be really careful because that roommate apparently has no common courtesy skills, because I would have just said something. Wouldn't you?
I would have said something.
I think so as well. And if you want to, get together and make a movie about this, whoever did that
My husband will watch it.
Whoever did that horrible movie I watched, I'm sure they're looking for something. If you'd like to chime in with advice, you can chime in at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Give yourself a little credit.
I've been telling you about bettercreditcards.com for a few years now. I'd love for you to take a few minutes today to check out the website. Who knows? You might find a better credit card, one that offers a better rate, or a credit card that offers cash back, airline miles, or other points and perks that can help you. Check it out now.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A Swiss study found that you are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. So,
Isn't that sad?
something good to know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The television was invented only 2 years after the invention of sliced bread. So they always go, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In some locations, such as South America and tropical islands, oranges are green all year round. So oranges are never orange. They're always green.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The common cold, which we've all heard of, is caused by over 200 different viruses. So that's why it's so common. There's 200 different ways you can get it. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
An estimated 80% of the closed door buttons on elevators are not even connected to anything.
People are pushing it,
Yeah.
pushing.
I'm pretty sure I've been on all those elevators. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Insurance. It's important to have insurance, but it's more important to have the right insurance. After all, if you're not covered, it's like not even having insurance. Make sure you're covered for whatever claim might come your way with InsuranceChicken.com, helping you peck out great insurance deals in your area. You need insurance on your car anyway. Why not get great rates for great insurance from InsuranceChicken.com? That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. A survey showed that 2/3 of the people who use these are women. What are they? You use these? I don't, and I couldn't. There's no way I could. I am not even going to let you answer because I don't know. I know where her mind goes. I'm afraid where this went. The answer is contact lenses. Yeah. Is that what you were thinking?
Not even close to what I was thinking.
I'll ask you off the air. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
What could you do with an extra $129 a month? In this economy, every penny counts. So an extra $129 each month would absolutely help. Well, 97% of us have a cell phone, and the average person pays $144 a month. Mint Mobile can help you save a mint. At just $15 a month, that's an average savings of $129 each month. It's time for a Mintervention. Switch and save today. Get this special offer at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Sad story here, kind of. An upstate New York man has been forced to say, "See you later, alligator," to his unusual pet after authorities seized his 11-foot, 750-pound alligator.
Oh.
Yeah, his Hamburg, New York home. Police said the owner of the home had built an addition to his house and installed an in-ground pool for his roughly 30-year-old alligator and allegedly allowed members of the public to get into the water to pet the unsecured gator, including children. The owner's license to keep the alligator expired a couple years ago in 2021. Police took action after learning the extent at which the owner was seriously endangering the public. According to the statement, the gator, named Albert, the alligator, is now being cared for by a licensed caretaker. So I'm sad that he lost his alligator, but it kind of sounds like maybe
That's super dangerous.
Yeah. I know somebody that has an alligator, and his alligator is a tiny little alligator, at least now. It's not 11 feet long. So I don't know if he's licensed, so I won't say who it is or where he lives or anything else. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Famous brands who used to do something else. We shared some of these yesterday. We'll get to hopefully the rest of them today. Mazda, they actually started making corks back in the 1920s. Yeah, and then they started making, all the other stuff too. Samsung was basically a general store originally in 1938, like dried fish and noodles and whatnot. And then all of a sudden they started doing all the electronics and all that. Taco Bell was originally a hot dog stand. Glenn Bell ran Bell's Drive-In, selling hot dogs and burgers. Then he realized, hey, people like tacos. Let's just switch to that. Play-Doh started as wallpaper cleaner.
I did know that one.
Louis Vuitton was a box maker. So he's making boxes. And then he realized, hey, we could put something in these boxes. What could we put in these?
Not box.
That old Louis Vuitton did a good job. And then Nintendo made playing cards back in the 1800s, 1889. And NASCAR started as a group of bootleggers. Yeah, they were delivering booze quickly, and they realized, hey, people would probably watch this if we put it on a track. That'd be kind of fun. All right, I got through the rest of the list. You can see all of them from today and yesterday in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-310-5831. 800-310-5831. That's 800-310-5831.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. I'm not going to say who this is. I'm going to see if Heidi can guess, because it's one of her favorites. Never eat more than you can lift. Who said that? Oh. It's a Muppet. Never eat more than you can lift.
I don't know.
Miss Piggy. She said, never eat more than you can lift. That's a great quote, by the way.
I don't remember that.
Well, maybe you weren't there. I don't know. That is the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Kind of cool story here. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Here's a headline. Mississippi man donates a second organ and saves another life.
Holy cow, seriously?
Yeah. From Rochester, Minnesota is where the story comes from. Minnesota man has a new lease on life thanks to an organ donor from Mississippi. Rarely does an organ recipient have the opportunity to meet the donor, but this was not the case for Paul Voth and John Maxey. Years of alcohol consumption had taken a toll on Voth's liver, leaving him in dire condition. Referred to Mayo Clinic, Voth found himself on a transplant list, awaiting a life-changing call day and night for months. Well, the nurse over here called me one day and asked me if I was sitting down. Said, no, but I can if you need me to. She said, I got some good news for you. That's where John came into the picture. October 3rd of last year, his prayers were answered when he received a portion of John's liver. Notably, this wasn't John's first altruistic act. He previously donated a kidney to a different stranger in 2019.
Holy cow.
Making him one of approximately 30 individuals in the nation to donate more than one organ while they're still alive. Because there are people who, at the time of their death, they donate all of their organs.
Yeah.
It says, if you're not helping someone else with your life, I really don't know what you're doing here. I really don't. That's what John makes, M-A-X-C-Y. How would you say that? Maxey?
Maxey?
The process, to me, meant more than any career move, than an athletic achievement, than anything I could do to help. Than anything I could do was to help another human being. So anyway, cool guy. Awesome
that is
thing.
Insane.
And there's an image here of the two of them. And this young man has given so much. And the gentleman who received this seems very, very happy. And again, how cool is that? If you would like to become an organ donor, there are so many places that can help you with that. But make sure you're going to a reputable source when you're doing it. Because there are also some people out there that are maybe not quite the right place. Maybe you just meet some guy in a dark alley. Probably not the right place. And I don't think most people do it that way. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.